Flash Mob, where a spontaneous dance event takes place in an unexpected venue. My next guests have developed a new approach to motivational coaching. Carol Hargreaves and Ross McWilliam have set up the Flashmind Gym, aimed at tackling wide-ranging issues in an accessible, supportive and enjoyable format with more than a touch of unpredictability about it too. I'm pleased to say Carol and Ross join me in the studio. So both of you, experts in the field of personal and professional development. Just give us a little bit about your backgrounds. We'll start with you, Carol, first.
Okay, I was a teacher 20 plus years, but for the past 10 years I've been a therapist and trainer working with children, young people, teachers and families on behaviour management, anger management, stress management and personal development stuff.
And what about you, Ross? What's your background?
Similar to Carol, I have somewhat an academic background and studied for a number of years. But over the last 15 years, I'm doing more corporate involvement, still working with the schools, but more of a performance feel to the things that I do, making it real, being applied, being practical. So concepts such as confidence and self-esteem are my sort of bag.
So how did this idea come into being then? How did you come to be working together? What's the connection there?
Well, I've known Carol for a number of years, and she rang me up literally 2.5 weeks ago and said, I've got an idea. And we sat down in Starbucks and we had a chat, and within an hour we came up with the name, the concept, and it all revolved around reducing and removing barriers to learning and to enjoyment. So we wanted something that sort of reflected our personalities, complemented our skills, but gave people the opportunity to get involved and develop.
So what's the age group you're going for? Is it all ages that you're?
It's all ages. We want it to be absolutely open to everybody, the man in the street, every person, anybody to be able to come along. Yeah, any age is fine.
So what happens then at these events? How does it?
That's a good question, Gilly. Well, put it this way, I'm not going to dance for you, that's for sure.
Well, I expected you to come in with your music, the Ghetto Blaster blasting, and a whole gang of people with you for the Flash Mob. How does it work then? What happens? Where do you show up?
Well, we're going to have a launch event at Preston North End on February the 22nd, and we want to do one perhaps here at Radio Lancashire where we ask people to turn up, and we'll do it normally over 90 minutes, and we'll have 2 45-minute sessions, and the content will be dictated by the people who turn up. So it could be anything they want to discuss, and we'll take the group majority votes, and it could be from fear, failure, confidence, to the stuff that Carol does on the stress management, engaging people on different issues. So
on the launch event then at PNE, anyone can just turn up on the day. So what are you expecting? I mean, have you invited anybody, or are you just really waiting for, as you say, the man in the street to turn up?
Well, on the launch event, we've got it structured. We're in one of the executive boxes. We've got some friends and Longridge Law who've donated the box for us. And we'll invite some people who will take advantage of that opportunity. But if somebody really wants to come along for the launch event, just give us a call. But really, we're aiming for those people later on for March the 8th for our official start to the programme.
Although I think flash mob events are somewhat unexpected, there has to be some element of planning to the event, I presume.
We just want to people just to turn up on the last minute. There's no booking procedures, so there's no barriers. So you just turn up with what you want us to talk about. So we're not going to plan any content. We're just going to go completely with what people turn up with.
People sometimes, though, it's a barrier to come through the door, isn't it? To these events. I mean, how do you pluck up courage to get through the door?
Well, Carol and I talked about this, and we wanted to make it different. We wanted to make it instantaneous, but it's a safe environment. And I use the word confidere with trust. And Carol epitomises that when you go on any of Carol's courses, or I do things with you in public. It's trusting. We're not there to embarrass anybody. We're there to share knowledge. We don't own the knowledge. We borrow it off other people, and then together we come with a result that suits all parties.
So this is a different concept then, would you say?
Absolutely, Gilly. Yes. Absolutely. It's got to be different, otherwise it won't get people's attention. The barriers we've reduced, our price, our accessibility, our content, they drive content. The short format over 90 minutes is different, and the immediacy of it is that we can deliver it in in a fun environment. Learning could be a byproduct. We want people to engage, and by engaging, they will learn automatically.
So 90 minutes. Any reason for choosing PNE then, with it being a football club? For 90 minutes, that's the usual length of the football match, isn't it?
Well, I used to work there a long time ago as commercial manager, and I think I've still got some connections there, nice connections with people, and they wanted to help this business venture. As I said, Longridge Law have been very kind for donating the box, but I think it's a nice cooperative field, but it's quite accessible, and a lot of people go to football matches, so that shouldn't be a barrier to the venue in a lot of ways.
People feel quite relaxed going to the football venues, don't they? And we hope not just to have this one football venue, but to take it around the county.
I mean, are you hoping that it will expand and you will
Yes.
be taking it to, county-wide eventually?
Well,
Absolutely.
Carol and I talked about the two aspects to it, the football side of it based on the 90 minutes, but also we want to make it portable and go to the businesses, say over a lunchtime session, do an hour session with you, and if there's 30 minutes left over, we'll do some one-to-one coaching, some content that you want us to talk about. So we're very flexible, we're very portable, very accessible, affordable, and I'd like to think entertaining.
Well, we'll come back and we'll